Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Innovation by Design Feedback Party. I'm Dr. Sean Park calling in from New Orleans.
Jared calling in from Nineveh.
So yeah, we got it covered today. We got the hot, we got the cold, right? We got the spicy, and we got the icy. So I think we've set the mood here quite appropriately, Jared.
All ready for a feedback party.
That's right. That's right. So thanks for joining us, folks. We're going to kind of show you how we do it. Jared and I have been working with each other on this course for a couple months now, and we have some experience now what it means to work with each other, and we thought it would be fun to have a bit of a feedback party, just like we're asking you folks to do. So we're going to ask, like we've asked you, 3 things, right? What do you like about what, your team member has done that is helpful in terms of your work together? What do you wish there was more of or less of? What do you hope your team member might be able to contribute to help make this experience even better? And so I wonder, these are sort of ideas, questions that, again, are directed towards what might make better connection, more creativity, etc. for your group. So Jared, what are the things that we're sort of hoping to focus on in terms of what we want the feedback to be about?
So today with the feedback party, we're looking at mainly actions and behaviors, so things that maybe your team members do that you really like and things that they do that, maybe you wish they did more of, or things that maybe they could change in your opinion. And we're definitely not looking to do a character assessment here, so nothing that could possibly hurt somebody's feelings or maybe be a harm to their personality. We're looking just at behaviors and actions.
Yeah, and it's really important to say that whenever we talk about feedback, nervous system, it gets all kind of wired up. Like, oh no, we're going to hear stuff that's a threat to us. That's kind of what we're wired for in our nervous system. So just be aware that your nervous system, even in just before you're even giving or receiving feedback, is feeling that. If giving feedback can be a risk, right? Especially for the person who's giving it, right? That they might say something that's honest, and the other person will be like, "Whoa, no, I don't agree with that," and right. And so this is the thing to remember. So to be considerate giving your feedback, but also as a receiver, really important. Feedback is only a partial perspective, and so sometimes those perspectives fit, sometimes they don't. Right, so it's up to you as the receiver to say, okay, yep, I can go with that, or to say, you know what, hey, that doesn't fit. Thanks for sharing, but or to say, hey, what makes you say that, right? What has happened that has led you to that conclusion? So you can also feel free to inquire a bit. And I think the most important thing is that everybody's coming into this process willingly. That we have a choice to say whether or not we're interested in giving and receiving feedback. And that, we do it in an atmosphere of this is about growth, this is about creativity, and this is about creating a safe and enjoyable environment for this. So make sure you sort of set all that up before you do it. So Jared, go ahead. Yeah. So Jared, do you mind if I go first? Is that right? And then you can.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jared, let me start telling you, what do I like? Jared, I like that you provide frank and honest feedback about what's working and what's not. I love in our debrief chats, you've told me when you see things not working and you're like, you know what, this doesn't work. Let's try something different. I really love it. And it helps sort of us really focus on just getting things done, fixing what's not working. You're also, I like that you're just always prepared for our meetings. We sort of talk about the work that you need to do, and then you get it done, right? You go and do it. And I think the interesting part about how you do it is you're quite self-directed. That, I don't necessarily need to do a lot of hand-holding or micromanaging. I sort of never love to do those things. So you're just sort of seizing the opportunity to lead in your role, and I really appreciate it. really appreciate it. Okay, so I wish, what I hope for. So what I would love to see is actually, I mean, you, because you're so honest, that I think there's some room for you to share some even more wild ideas that I think you can diverge from maybe sort of some of the expected things and challenge me, right? I love having a creative partner, and so I sense that there's an opportunity here for you to unleash some even more of your creative ideas. That here's a sandbox. So bring it on, man. And I wonder, I mean, so I wonder if we might, to support that together, might create more opportunities for you as part of your growth in your role um, to do some more brainstorming, to also lead some of the activities, more of the activities that we're doing in the class. So, I mean, let's jam about, what we could do to help unleash more of your creativity. So, Jerry, let me just check in with you. I mean, uh, how much of that kind of really feels like it's like a yes, like it resonates?
It was really good feedback. It was nothing as a receiver. It was nothing that I was hurt by or anything like that. I really thought, you know what, these are areas that I kind of have in the back of my head. Is maybe I can work on them, and it's totally a different experience to actually hear somebody sort of confirm that. So yeah, hearing this feedback, it was great. Yeah.
Cool, great, awesome. Thanks, man. So, okay, so over to you.
All right, my turn. So a few things I really like. The first thing I really like is how we always start each meeting off with a little check-in. I think it builds a really great foundation. Just sort of chat about non-course related stuff and just see how we're doing, and it really sets the tone for the meetings. I too also really like how prepared you are for the meetings. I know there's always, we talk about an agenda at the beginning, which really gives me a good structure in my head about where my head needs to be for the meeting, which I really appreciate. One other thing I also love is how willing you are to sort of confirm or assist me when I'm not too sure about where to go with some feedback, and you're always really I wouldn't say hold my hand, but you really help me steer in the right direction when I really need that. And I also like how you really push me to be creative, because creativity is always something I really enjoy, but I want to open up a little bit more on and get a little, like you mentioned, a little more wild with that. Yeah, and I really like how much you care about our relationship as a TA and professor, and as well as your relationship with all the students. It really is nice to know that you care so much about everyone's experience, and it's really great.
Cool, thanks.
One thing I wish is that we did things like these feedback parties a little more informal, but more often. It was really nice to hear today some feedback that you had for me, and I think that if we could maybe close each meeting off maybe with a little two things we liked and two things we wished, maybe two things we wondered, just a little thing on the top of our head. It could really give me something to focus on or work on that week.
Love it.
Yeah, I think that could be something we could do. And I wonder if doing these feedback little feedback sessions at the end of each meeting will help me improve and help us improve overall. And I also wonder if we could maybe have maybe a pre-made agenda for each meeting, so I can maybe prepare some ideas. If I want to be a little more creative and wild, maybe I need some more time to get the seed planted a little bit before. So if we maybe had a mini agenda before each meeting, I can take a look at sleep on some ideas. I think that could be great.
Wow, that's so amazing. I mean, I appreciate hearing how I've been able to support you and create this environment, and then how to make it even better. I mean, yeah, like let's do this, because it doesn't take long as part of each meeting, and I think this is a great way for us to very quickly transform how we work together, and that we can make all of this even better. Love it. And I mean, a really great practical way of doing that is, yeah, let's make some quick agendas before the meeting. And that, I mean, again, comes back to what I'm sort of hoping for you is to help support you and your creativity. That's one way of doing that. Wow, those are some solid gifts, man. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Really about this, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, right there, that just took a few minutes. We have some great things that we can now work on with each other, and so we're going to go do that. I mean, it's still party time, right? It's only what, quarter to 10 here in the morning,
Almost 10 a.m.
right? So we still got some work to do. So we're going to keep the music going. We're going to keep this funky, and we will see you folks later on. Thanks for joining us, Feedback Party.
Thanks, guys.